All right, guys, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to walk you through batch editing. So down here at the bottom, you will notice that I have got all of the photos that I took, or at least the ones that I have picked. So these are the ones that I actually imported in. If I go back here to the library, you can see this is the full library. I can go back to here. You can see these are all the images that I want. So let's say that you'll also notice down here at the bottom as you're looking at this, you see these 5 stars. Well, I've rated these. These are my favorite ones. And those are the ones that you saw on the focus assignment, the focus mission. So what I'm going to do is, first off, let's go through and look at these. So let's say, so here's one image. So if I press an arrow key, I can go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, next one. See the different focus points, trying to work on different things. So let's say that I go through these, and you know what? I really don't want this one. If I press the X key, set as rejected. If I press the next one, let's say I want to pick this one, flag as picked. Keep going along, and let's say that I don't want to do this one, but I do want to keep this one. Okay. That one, that one, that one, that one, and so forth. Okay, so now that I've flagged all of those, what I'm going to do is let's go back over here to develop. So you'll notice down here at the bottom, you'll see that it has these 2 things on it. This basically means that all of these have been edited. Now, I don't want to look at these ones that I have flagged as rejected, so I come over here to the filter section, click on it, and I'm going to do all the ones that were flagged. So that gets rid of the 2 that I rejected. So I'm only working on the ones that I want to work on. So if you've got 100 photos that you've taken, you can pick the ones you want, you go through, you sort them out, and you only edit the ones that you really like and you want to work on. So we've got these. As I was saying, you have this one. These 2 mean that they've been edited. So I'm going to click on this one. And as it's loading, you can see that I've done some touch-up work to this. So if you come over here, I've adjusted the temperatures, I've done some exposure work, not really played with the color. I have done some sharpening. I have done the profile corrections. And the spinning wheel of death. I did deal with some grain, pulled that down. But that's pretty much it. But let's say I've got 100 of these. So what I want to do is I want to take this edit that I did to this and apply it to all of these. That's what's called batch editing. So if I find an example, and these are all kind of the same setup, you can see they all sort of are dark a little bit. If I click on these, you can see that. And the colors are not quite good. So I've already gone through and done this one. Let it load. Okay, so if I press the Shift key and click on all of the ones until they're bright highlighted that I want. Down here at the bottom, you see this sync button. This is so useful. Remember in Photoshop how you had to, like, every single thing you had to edit it individually? You don't have to do that with Lightroom. We're going to click on the sync button, and this dialog box pops up. Synchronize Settings. We can do everything specific. We can turn it off certain things. So the crop, I don't want to add, so let's say that I cropped one specific, I don't want to add that to it, but I could do that. Spot removal, if I have that, I don't necessarily want to use that because that's a specific spot to that photograph. But a lot of these other things, so effects, post crop, all of this, transform, lens corrections, I didn't do any transform, I'm going to turn that off. Split toning, I didn't do any of that, but if I did, I want to make sure it's there. Clarity, sharpening, all of these things are sort of like the treatments. If I click Synchronize, it applies that edit to every single one of those images that I just selected. See, as it's updating each one, you can see that the thumbnail is updating. So let's click on one of these we just did. Now, it was dark before, now it's added those same edits. Now if I want to go in and fine-tune that one even more, I'm going to click off for a second so it doesn't select all of those. And let's say I wanted to fine-tune that, I could. So I'm going to expose it even more, or I'm going to bring down that exposure just a little bit more. It'll keep it on this one, but it won't change all the other ones, but it has added that one that we did. So whichever one you select first, whichever one has been edited, that's one that's going to apply to. So let's try this again. So I picked this one. That's the one I'm going to apply the edits from. Okay? And I'm going to hit the Shift key and hold it down as I click on each one of these other ones that have not been edited. You see they highlight. What I'm going to do is now click Sync. It's going to now apply. It's going to pull up that dialog box again. And it's pretty much the same thing we did. So we're going to click on Synchronize. And now it's going to go in and apply those edits to every single one of those photos. And that is called batch editing. Next up, we'll be looking at how you batch export. Stay tuned.